So, so the Copilot requested some beautiful sites and said that Indonesia should be the place. So let's see. And actually, I chose an airplane that I'm not even sure we have a Copilot seat. Let's see. Yeah, we have the Copilot. That's good, because it would be a shame to not have her with us if we're going to see something beautiful. So just going to dial in a few numbers here. 2,200, I think that should be enough. And we have flaps, we have pedals, and can we see the flaps are down? We can. No. Oh, I thought that airplane was moving, but no. So I need to see how the trim is working. It's working opposite of what I'm used to, but hopefully I can get used to that. The autopilot looks like I'm used to, so let's try and take off here. Small island in Indonesia. And it's the Cessna 400 Corvalis TT. So it's not a small aircraft. We should be able to take off now. Yeah. Go around. I have been flying this before, but it is a long time ago, so not quite used to how it handles. It's very weird that my control is a little weird to say. It feels like very loose. Like this, and where are we? 1500, so I think maybe we should engage the autopilot and see. To catch the red boxes over there. There's no wind, so I'm not exactly sure why the aeroplane is fighting so hard. I wonder if we need to go up to get over those mountains there. We have the electronic flight control. Should be able to see where we are. See, we're going up here, turning around and going back and try to land on this. Does this look like it's more than 2,000 feet? It actually does, doesn't it? So I think I'll put the altitude up somehow. Ah, that's too much. And then do a flight level change. Back to the pilot seat. So it looks like we don't have the option to have both fuel tanks active at once. So I believe this one is the fuel pump point. Yep. But right now we have plenty of fuel, but just in case, you never know. See if this goes over or through the mountain. We cannot see that actually. These boxes would normally indicate if this is too high. The boxes are not full drawn, and I don't know how to do that. So. Ready to take over from the autopilot in case the mountain turns out to be too high, but it looks like we have okay. think we're going to pass left if I'm looking at the map there on the screen. Looks like we're going left of the highest point. Copilot is enjoying the view, that's good. So, should we go outside and see what's happening here? Probably we are even over the highest top there, yeah. Do we believe that there are no trees on the top of this one? Somehow I think there would be jungle. With only like 3,100 feet, that's 1,000 meters, that's not a lot. Get inside again. Everything looks fine. We are at a relative slow pace with this plane. I don't know if, yeah, I wonder if that is. I lost sound and I lost the controller went out, and now when we are back to 3,100 feet, then I accept that now we have control of the airplane again. What I wanted to do was to test if the blue, this one, if that did anything on my controller, but when I tried to actually just touch it a little bit, then my controller went out, it went black, and that's when the plane dived. And when it came back alive, I didn't have sound, so I had to reconnect the sound. So yeah, that was a little hairy, but great that it happens in 3,100 feet, so I have time to react to what's happening. I don't know if my controller isn't good or what. I hope it's good, because I paid almost 2,000 euros for the set. So I hope it's good. And I hope basically it's not the controller's fault, but the simulator's fault. But we are very much on course. We are going to that atoll over there. Atoll. This atoll. Coral Reef Island thing. How about, yeah, the Copilot still looks like she's enjoying the flight. That's good. Probably I shouldn't be poking around in anything, but here I have cabin lights on. I think we can put them off, right? No need to use battery power for that. I don't know what this is, so I hope we don't need it. Coming up towards our first waypoint. See, still what? Still 23. That must be to we land. We cannot be to the waypoint. See what this is. Yeah, 10 minutes till we get to the waypoint. That sounds more reasonable. I don't see on the other autopilot system, GPS system that I used to have, there in the vision jet. There you can see the distance to next waypoint. You don't see that here. If we go for the iPad, then you can see we are, yeah, it seems reasonable that it would take 10 minutes to get there, right? The 28 feet, but there's hills around the airport, I'm sure, so probably have to get in kind of steep. But while there seems to be control over the aircraft, and we still have 8 minutes, I'm going to the back end of the airplane and get some water. I will be right back. Fresh cold water, which is good. We're getting somewhere at least. There's another small atoll right there, with that little, very small island there. There's some more big coral reefs there. Basically looks like I need to clean the screen, right? But you can see the small islands popping up. Try and go outside again. We're still too far away to make anything out of it. to the Copilot seat, then we should be able to see something right under the wing more or less. Oh no, it's still. So that's probably this one we're seeing on the compass rows up there in the right top right corner of the screen. That is basically our waypoint. That's more island, and then we turn right pretty steep. Not fully 90 degrees, but almost 90 degrees. Something on the screen that needs to be cleaned. Could be. So let's go to the Copilot again. Oops. That way, this way, here, and then can we see the island now? Yeah, we can. I think. Maybe we actually are too much just on top of it. No, that is. Looks gorgeous with white sandy beaches, coral beaches. Probably not easy to survive there, but I don't know if those are coconut trees, but you probably get tired of coconuts after some time. Well, the autopilot knows where we are. It does look like we are right where we are going to turn. And it doesn't look like it's something that is going to happen. Interesting. Why going past that. That because, maybe because we lost. The autopilot is on, but I'm going to turn it off. If I can find it there. And then I'm going to turn towards the GPS track. See if I can turn on the autopilot again. Something weird. Because this does say that we need to go like this to be on the track. But the compass rose. Actually, if we look at this one, oh no, we're probably going this way, right? Yeah, we're going down. More towards the north, east. And that this screen is pointing north always. So better to keep it on the one on the compass rose, I guess. But what happens if I put on the autopilot again? Then it's going to turn towards, I don't know what to think. So if I go here, send, then that actually looks like it's going to work, but then my experience says that we are going to lose the airport. Now the autopilot again has control. And it looks like it's doing the right thing. Which is good. It's restores some confidence to the airplane, of course. So I wonder, those numbers up here that I think is for landing. Oh, it's a sunriser. So I need to do like this and then point upwards. Oh no, that's the compass. There. What I'm interested in is what's the speed that we can land. But probably around the 65 knots as I'm used to with the other Cessna 172. I think. Then I'm a little nervous about what happens when I'm going to touch the quadrant if it turns off again. Turns off again on. But yeah, that's the chance we have to make, because we will need both the trim and the flaps. It doesn't really matter with the power. It seems that it doesn't affect the controller, so I'm going to be optimistic, cautious, optimistic. I probably should have mapped the quadrant to this airplane. I saw a post on the internet of a new update, by the way, so that may also be a thing that it's trying to update maybe. But normally when I see that, then the graphics goes crazy. And I haven't seen that. Now we're coming up towards speed brakes on one. So that I'm going to try and use. Speed brakes, do I use them on the ground or do I use them already in the air? I think it's those that flaps upwards on big airplanes, isn't it? When you're going to land, but you're still above the runway. Let's see if I can remember to engage that. There's a lot of things going on when you're landing, so probably I forget. decide why we are going to turn around over this beautiful attic here. If the autopilot remembers that we have to turn. It's actually interesting. In the very beginning, when I started to play the game, I got some random call sign here, but since the last update that I have, months ago or something like that, I have had the same call sign, SENWC, which is Sierra Echo November Whiskey something. See, I actually don't know. Sierra Echo November Whiskey Charlie. Sierra Echo November Whiskey Charlie. Either autopilot or co-pilot, go ahead, turn. Otherwise this is going to be a crazy turn. Doesn't look like it's going to do it. Let's see here. Need to follow the airplane. It could still, yeah, if we look here, it's going to turn like this, which is a steep turn, but possible. That is beautiful. I think Copilot is getting value for the money. So she join? Yeah, probably. Hard to tell, right? Let's get out so we can enjoy too. There are some flaws in the texture here. You see the texture squares. It looks like there's an airstrip there. It looked like it. Actually, it looked like a real air. Maybe it's from Second World War. There might have been an airstrip there. This also looks like an airstrip, but it could, or more likely, it's houses along the road. But a lot of them, I don't know if that's real, that they are basically a full town on such a small island. On the other hand, there's a lot of people in Indonesia also, and they do need real estate. It looks a little too blurry to be realistic. Probably a part of the world that Microsoft haven't really been super interested in. But I think I will be interested in getting down from up here, because there's no reason to be all the way up here. So let's do that. I think if we can do it on vertical speed and goes down. We don't need to go completely crazy, so. Not yet, at least. We still have what it says 33.6. I didn't think I made such a big trip out of it. But yeah, it looks like 33 miles, so no, I cannot be 33 miles to that island there. It seems wild. A relatively large island there. So I wasn't counting on an hour-long live stream, but it's been a beautiful trip and exciting when the controller went out. And, I hope the Copilot is enjoying every second of 1 hour. One thing that I don't believe is true, that's the temperature of only 13 degrees at this very low altitude. We're only 300 meters from the ground. That I don't believe. I don't see that island there, but is it just because it's behind the window thing? Because it could be very low. So we got down to 1,000 feet, and that's fine. Stay here, no problem. Still have a lot of fuel, so no way panic. I want to see actually how the fuel tanks are very. Okay, so the right tank has everything. The left tank is going down, but still it has a lot. Maybe I should actually change to the right. Let's see if I can do that without so now we are on the right. And then of course we have plenty of fuel. But we also end up to be in a better balance when landing, instead of having all the fuel in the right wing. I don't know if this moves from left or from the right to the left, or what left fuel pump is on, and then if I turn it off, then what? Because now we're not on the left fuel. Abort landing, no. Inoperative. So landing, here it says 117. Full flaps, we can engage at 117. That's actually pretty fast. That's around here. Knots, that's 185 kilometers per hour, and then 17 on top of that. So we are above 200 kilometers per hour. in 117. That's a lot. I wonder if the autopilot is trying to tell me something here. Or maybe it just means there's a glide scope up that we are going to meet, although we are on 9 miles. Why is this up here? This because of the 2000. Or maybe you have to actually be at 2000 when you're getting into this. That might, I guess, be. But I'm going to look at the flight bag and see. Oops, where we are here. So there might be it's actually more or less like a grass strip, isn't it? So we're landing here from the beach. So maybe I can actually do it as a long base, because there's no reason to go like this in my mind. I think I'll do it like a long base from out here. If I can see the landing, the runway. Where we are. We're here. Actually pointing more or less towards final. I don't know why my small aircraft that always is in this one has gone. But it went away with the update. The airplane will come down here, around here. I think I will take over from the autopilot. And of course hope for the best. Is that this could be the runway, right? Interesting to say the least. So let's get some speed. I think it's down there. So let's get some more speed off. it's we're too high. So we go around. Then I almost got to that flight pattern. Anyway, so yeah, not always that it pays off to be stubborn. Just think that going over hills was a bit too much, but here we are. I think I'll get rid of that one and fly it on the compass rose. And now we can go down. And then I don't know if with the speed brakes that's probably a bit too much, but let's see what happens if we make the propeller feather a bit. At least it should take off some of the speed weight. That's my theory. And now I can put on full flaps for sure. Too low. We're sailing around. I think we actually did it. I think we actually did it. Holy smokes. That was one of my better landings. Let's see where we can park. Park here. Here between that airplane and that tree. I think I'll put it here. Well, that wasn't. I'm a little surprised about myself. So let's see. Up here we have the what's this one? Oh, maybe it doesn't do anything. that's this, and I think here we have something too. Yeah. Strobe lights, so all these lights off, and as it is a Cessna, we are going to do this one to stop the propeller, and then we're going to kill the magnetos there, and see if there's somewhere to open the door there. There. And here we are on a small island in Indonesia, nicely parked, not fully inside the grass area. It looks like they would have liked us to go all the way here, but I believe this is okay. At least nobody is shooting. And then we have to go here and rent a house or a room, I guess, with the aircon. Not bad. Oops. Careful not to. I don't know what kind of wildlife, apart from large spiders and snakes and so on, they have here. Probably elephants, right? Could there be some carnivores? They're probably monkeys at least. They're not normally not carnivores towards humans. It could be tigers. I haven't heard about tigers in Indonesia. Tigers in Thailand and Myanmar, but Indonesia, I don't know. But better to stay close to the airplane, also because the co-pilot might be angry if I just wander off into nature without her. But yeah, that was the request flight, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then please press the subscribe and like and bell and whatever, whistles and all that. Thank you. It helps a lot. Not only helps me, but it does actually help YouTube too. They don't know that I'm here, so let's help them to see that I am here. Enjoy. I have to go behind the airplane and yeah, let out some of the water I drank. Enjoy your day, evening, night, whatever.